Okay, so this is my 50-watt LED shootout. I've got three different LEDs. I've got this one, which is just a single-sided board with a plus and a minus, just very short tracks on the top of the board, and a kind of a checkerboard pattern of the LEDs. Not a massive heatsink on that one. So these were the second most expensive at £2.30 each. With a much bigger ceramic package and aluminium substrate and other stuff. So these were £2.30 each, and they have a similar, although it's not showing up on this, they have a similar checkerboard pattern of LEDs to the cheap totally surface mount ones. I've got two of those. And then finally, this one is more expensive, Shanzon brand. I've got the it came in a like a branded package, and generally looks a bit better quality. And this one, the LEDs are all in a line, and if I count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 LEDs in each line, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So meant to be driven at 1500 milliamps, 50 watts. So I've set the power supply to 30 volts, and I've set the current limit to 1 milliamp. So, hey, okay, so I'm going to just turn that. Oh, I've set it to 100 milliamps. Okay, I set 0.001. Enter. Okay, so turn it all the way down. So I don't know if you can see that, but you can on. Yes, you can. That's at 1 milliamp passing through, and the forward voltage at 1 milliamp is 24.7. So 24.7. And you can see that all of the LEDs are all pretty much illuminated at the same, they're passing the same amount of current each. So that's a good LED. When I drive this at 1500 milliamps, all of the LEDs will be passing the same amount of current, and so none of them are going to turn on before the other ones start passing more current and burn out quicker. So that's good. I reckon that some of these cheap ones here are going to be not so good, so there'll be a chance to sort of see the difference. Okay, so if I put that up to 100 milliamps, the forward voltage is 26.45. 26.45, and it's already putting out quite a lot of light. Okay, so that's the good one. Next up, we have the £2.30 ones. So let me just make sure I get the polarity right. Okay. So plus and minus. Minus, it's off, and plus. Okay, so I'm going to set it back to 1 milliamp, 0.001. Enter. So I've turned it on. Nothing seems to be happening, and then it's slowly rising up. Weird, I don't know why it does that. But if you can see, at 1 milliamp, some of them are quite bright, some of them are barely on, and some of them are just totally not on. So, and the forward voltage at 1 milliamp is 14.82. So 14.82. And then if I set the thing to 100 milliamps, the forward voltage is 26.7. 6.7. So basically, some of these LEDs, get down. Some of these LEDs in here are passing current at 14.82 volts, a very small amount of current, obviously, and some of them are passing it at So yeah, rubbish. Let me just check the other one quickly, but I believe this one will be rubbish too. I set 0.001, enter voltage on. Okay. It's doing that thing where it waits ages. Is it like a heat thing? So this one's even worse. A couple on brightly if you want a little bit, and most off. Yeah, also rubbish. Right, and now this one's the cheapest of the cheap. I can't. It's surface mount, and this isn't connected to anything, so it's all in the little traces. It's all in the little traces by there, so I'm not convinced that this will do very well at 1.5 amps, but we'll see. I can't clip onto this because that's just going to short out the clips. So I'm just going to have to probe it. So if I set it to, right, it's set to 1 milliamp and 30 volts, turning it on. You see me here? Yeah. Minus, plus. Okay, that took a little while to come on as well. But mind you, I suppose I've set the power supply to it's like the totally limit of its. Okay, if you can see there, it's not coming out that well, but they are all lit at pretty much the same thing, which is, this is the cheapest one. It's got a lot less sort of metal in it, basically, but the LEDs are pretty well matched. Okay, so 1 milliamp is 25 volts. 25 volts, and let's set it up to 100. I set 0.1 amps, 0.1 amps, 30 volts, minus, plus. So the forward voltage at 100 milliamps is 26.95. 26.95. Right then. So these are the results. The really cheap ones, really cheap, the £2 ones, £2 50-watt LEDs, Cobb, are actually looking pretty good. So it's similar forward voltage to the expensive ones, both at 1 milliamp and 100 milliamps, but a much smaller heatsink, just generally less. So that's the expensive one versus the cheap one. I mean, yeah, that's a chunk of metal and ceramic. But we'll see how they survive under high, passing 1500 milliamps. I'm going to attach them to a heatsink in the next video. Okay. Cheers, humans. Toot toot.